I'd like to begin by acknowledging that traditional determinants of creditworthiness are in part to blame for many of the access gaps that we see today. And it's just a fact that people do not live and work and earn and save in the same manner that they did in the 1950s and the 1960s and the 1970s when a lot of these frameworks were created. And so in my view, looking at alternative data is critically important. And the way this shows up for non-standard workers is that some lenders quite literally have a box that asks whether this individual has been employed with the same employer for X number of months or a minimum of Y number of years. And again, I'm looking at this like, why does this make sense? And it's almost, and I know why that they have to, de-risk their lending products, but how might we look at other forms of data to supplement this very sort of antiquated model for determining someone's creditworthiness? And so in the mortgage industry in particular, there's a plethora of research out there around how to calculate someone's ability to repay and how to de-risk products. We have research from folks like the Urban Institute showing and proving that if someone has perfect rental history, that's just as strong an indicator of their ability to repay as having a conforming FICO score. And that makes sense, right? And when we look at non-standard workers applying for mortgages and not being able to check the box, saying that they've worked for the same employer for a minimum amount of time, if we look at their cash flow history in their accounts, if we see that their income has not dropped below a certain threshold for a certain amount of time, does it really matter whether or not that income is coming from one employer versus four? But when you aggregate this data, you get an opportunity to get a more comprehensive view of a person and of their behavioral patterns today. And I'll say it very plainly, I think using someone's past as the sole indicator of their present or future ability to access a financial product is inherently flawed. And the punchline of all of this is I think that we need to make a turn towards common sense underwriting. There's no shortage of data out there. Mortgage and insurance have been slow to adapt to this evolving environment, but the good news is we're starting to see a lot more tech integrations. We're starting to see a lot more API integrations, and it's giving us a more comprehensive picture of borrowers in order to enable us to make smarter and faster, and most importantly, more equitable lending decisions.